Hey there, Steve Gamache with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. This time we're looking at the Masutani VG-10 Damascus Nakiri 165mm knife. So the hardcore cutting steel on this line is VG-10 full stainless steel used in lots of different kitchen knife lines around the world. Heat treats around 60 Rockwell in that core steel, and the construction is a multi-layered softer stainless cladding on either side of that core steel. It's very easy to see. It's got an acid etched finish to it, and it's kind of a matte finish on that. It's not super polished, but you can really see the difference between the polished edge steel versus the cladding. So it's all stainless knife. The weight on the knife is 157 grams or 5.5 ounces. Edge length about 165, which is pretty much from the back of the heel here, the chin, to kind of halfway around this cutting edge. It's sharp a little bit around the curve on the front of the tip here. And the overall length is about 294 millimeters or 11.6 inches. These are fairly thin blades, so the spine is about 1.8 millimeters, pretty much all the way across, all the way to the end here on the top of the knife. The blade is pretty darn stiff for the thickness of it, and blade height is 45 millimeters at the heel, the back of the heel. About halfway down I measured it. It's a little taller, about 45.9, so it gains a little height as you go forward. So it's not a especially tall Nakiri. These can vary a lot in height, different brands and models. The handle is very interesting on these. It's a black packawood material, but it's a hybrid handle. So it's a hybrid western handle. And so what they do is they use a partial tang that comes in here, stops. I would assume it comes in this area, back around underneath here. And you got two stainless steel rivets on there, stainless bolster, but the rest of it's wood. So that makes the handle much lighter. You've got kind of svelte, comfortable contours on this handle. It's very, very comfortable. Not super large, but it's got enough there to grab onto, but it makes it lighter. So that's going to bring the balance point forward to almost a wire Japanese handle arena or style. So your balance point's right there on this, and which is pretty much right on the money for my particular grip, my pinch grip. So that's going to give this knife a nice neutral feel, a little bit of mass to it for some chopping power. So it's a neat thing they've done with this handle. So as I said, very contoured, very comfortable, nice look to it as well. So let's see here. Let's look at the knife up close. It's a neat looking blade, a lot of contrast between the etched cladding and the core steel at the edge. And you've got your actual edge bevel. These are very sharp out of the box. They've been, all the Masutani blades have been full on 6, 7 out of 10, very sharp, nicely crafted edge. Nice edge bevel. So you've got an embossed kanji. They tried to kind of simulate chiseled kanji without the expense of doing it. So it's these are great value line of knives. It's a ton of knife for the money. And so it's got that kind of neat look to it, but it's not actual chisel. It's kind of embossed in the metal. You can see the cladding there. And layers starting to show through with the grind on the face. And then, of course, as you hit the grind towards the edge. And these get reasonably thin at the edge, so they're pretty good performing knives. Fit and finish is quite good on them. They've got a little bit of rounding of the choil back here, a little bit on the spine. It's actually a surprisingly well done fit and finish given the price range of these and the features on them. The only area on these where there's even a little bit of sharp edges is the bottom part of this bolster, but in practice, you don't even notice it, so I don't think it needs cleaning up at all. It's just a well-executed package. So let's see, we talked about balance point. Let's look at the cutting board profile. So here's what she looks like on the cutting board. Pretty much standard Nakiri style profile, fairly flat. Little bit of belly towards the back, little bit. You got that rounded tip, which means you can rock these a little bit. It's just good overall, kind of low profile, great for chopping. It's a pretty standard, well-executed Nakiri style profile. So just a nice little knife. So if you're looking for a veggie killer and something a little different style, easy to maintain, all stainless, lightweight, neutral balance points, nice package. So this is the Masutani VG-10 Damascus Nakiri 165mm knife.